Welcome to this module on tailoring the framework to you. In this session, we'll explore advanced tips for customizing the three-step method to suit your unique habits and challenges. You'll learn how to adapt micro-action techniques so that they work best for your personal needs and the environments you operate in. A parable of the custom key: imagine a skilled locksmith faced with a myriad of doors, each with a different type of lock. Rather than carrying a single master key, the locksmith devoted time to crafting a custom key for each door. Every key was different, but designed precisely to match its lock, enabling smooth entry every single time. Over time, these personalized keys made all the difference in unlocking opportunities that once seemed impossible. In the same way, tailoring your habit framework to your individual traits transforms basic micro-actions into highly effective strategies for change. Why personalization is essential. Every person's habits and challenges are unique. While the three-step process gives you a solid starting point, your specific environment, schedule, and mindset might require adjustments to make the system truly effective. Research from experts like James Clear in Atomic Habits and BJ Fogg in Tiny Habits shows that even slight modifications in approach lead to massive improvements over time. By personalizing your strategy, you overcome the common pitfall of a one-size-fits-all method that doesn't fully address your own patterns of procrastination or distractions. What you'll walk away with by the conclusion of this module, you will be able to identify your unique challenges and adapt the micro-action process to overcome them. Integrate self-reflection techniques that help you monitor progress and adjust strategies. Apply personalized adjustments to the cue, action, and reward stages for lasting self-discipline. Use expert insights to fine-tune your approach and create a habit system that works just for you. The limitations of a generic framework standardized methods often fall short when they fail to account for individual differences. It's easy to follow a rigid process until you hit a snag that's unique to your situation. Traditional approaches assume that what works for one person will work for another, ignoring variations in energy levels, work environments, and personal triggers. This mismatch can lead to frustration and erode motivation, the very issues you've been fighting against with micro-actions. Learning to adapt means you're not confined by a set method. Instead, you become the architect of your own success. Adapting the three-step method to tailor the framework to your everyday life, consider the following advanced customization strategies: modifying cue recognition, understand your unique triggers, reflect on your day, and pinpoint moments when you feel stuck. These could be specific times of day, certain settings, or even emotional states. Experiment with different cues. Instead of always relying on a time-based signal, try environmental or situational cues. For example, if you notice that you're more focused after a short walk, use that transition as your cue. Track patterns. Use self-reflection tools such as journaling or digital logs to identify which cues consistently lead to productive micro-actions. This insight allows you to refine and choose the best triggers tailored to you. Customizing the immediate action. Adjust the task size. While 60 seconds is a guideline, experiment with slightly shorter or longer durations if attention span or the nature of the task requires it. Align actions with energy levels. If you're more energetic in the morning, choose tasks that harness that momentum. Conversely, use gentler tasks later if your energy naturally dips. Integrate interests. Tailor actions that align with what naturally motivates you. For example, if creativity is your drive, incorporate quick brainstorming sessions into your micro-actions. Personalizing reflection and reward. Choose meaningful rewards. Instead of a generic acknowledgement of success, pick rewards that resonate with your personality. This could be a favorite song, a short stretch session, or a positive affirmation. Analyze and adjust. At the end of each week, review your micro-action outcomes. Identify what worked, what didn't, and adjust your cues or actions accordingly. Use visual feedback. Create a simple chart or use an app to visualize your progress. Seeing a pattern of consistent wins tailored to your style can be highly motivating. Look at the chart below. Here's how to tailor this framework to you. 1. Cue recognition. Start by identifying your own personal triggers. When you customize cues based on your habits, you make behavior change easier and more natural. 2. Immediate action. Match the task size to your energy level. Some days you sprint, other days it's just a step, and that's still progress. 3. Reflection and amp. Reward. Pick wins that feel good to you and track them. Whether it's a checkmark, a voice note, or a celebratory stretch, make it yours. By customizing these steps, you don't just follow a system, you own it. Expert insights on personalization. James Clear's Atomic Habits emphasizes that small changes, tailored to fit your personal context, can lead to big results. He suggests that the environment plays a critical role in shaping behavior, which means your unique cues should come from your own daily experiences. Similarly, BJ Fogg's Tiny Habits highlights the importance of celebrating successes that are personally meaningful. Fogg's approach teaches that when rewards match your intrinsic motivations, the habit loop becomes significantly more robust and adaptable. Tools and tips to enhance personalization when working to tailor your framework. Consider using these specialized tools and methods. Mind mapping software. Tools like MindMeister or Xmind allow you to visually organize your triggers, actions, and rewards. Mapping your habits can reveal patterns you might otherwise miss. Custom habit trackers. Consider using flexible digital trackers like Notion or customizable spreadsheets. These tools let you adapt tracking to your specific needs rather than relying on one-size-fits-all apps. Personal reflection journals. Dedicate a small notebook or digital document solely for reflecting on your micro-actions. Write down not just what you did, but how you felt and what you might change. This level of self-reflection can transform a generic process into a highly personal growth journey. Quick wins to personalize today. Here are a few quick actions you can start with. Identify your prime time. Write down the time of day when you feel most productive. Use that period to experiment with your 60-second actions. Customize your cue. Choose one familiar routine, like finishing breakfast, and use it as a signal to kick off your micro-action. Notice the differences compared to random cues. Set a mini-reflection. At the end of today, jot down one insight on how adjusting your micro-action affected your focus or mood. This immediate feedback loop can motivate you to refine your approach further. Your turn to take action. Now it's time for you to tailor the process. Step 1. Reflect on your daily routines and highlight 1 or 2 moments when you feel you could achieve more with a quick action. Step 2. Design a customizable cue action pair that fits that moment. Adjust the timing or task duration as needed. Step 3. Immediately after performing your micro-action, take a moment to note any differences in your mood or productivity. Record these insights for future adjustments. Step 4. Commit to reviewing this log weekly to refine and perfect your personalized habit framework. Each tweak and adjustment you make isn't just a small change. It's a deliberate, tailored step in creating a habit system that's uniquely yours. Embrace this process of self-reflection and experimentation. In doing so, you aren't just following a blueprint, you're engineering an approach that resonates with your life and goals. Looking ahead, while there are no more modules after this one in our series, the journey of personalizing your habit framework is ongoing. Continue to experiment, track your progress, and celebrate every tailored win. With each reflection and adjustment, you build a more resilient system of self-discipline that not only helps you overcome procrastination, but also fosters sustainable personal growth. Remember, the power of micro-actions lies not just in their simplicity, but in their adaptability. By customizing the framework to your unique needs, you ensure that every 60-second effort reaches its full potential. Let this system be your personalized key to unlocking a more disciplined, productive, and fulfilling life. Welcome! In this module, you'll learn to map out your day and pinpoint moments where you can insert quick, 60-second actions that break the cycle of procrastination. Today, we're establishing your daily habit framework, a strong foundation that supports self-discipline and helps you build consistent routines. There once was a gardener with a cramped garden. Every morning, they set aside a short, uninterrupted minute to water a single plant. Over time, rather than feeling overwhelmed by weeds and overgrowth, the gardener found that these tiny, non-negotiable moments nurtured a flourishing garden. The same principle can be applied to your daily schedule. Even a minute of intentional action can transform your life when consistently integrated into your routine. Why this matters for you? Many of us struggle with procrastination and a chaotic daily plan. It's not uncommon to feel lost in a sea of tasks with no clear anchor in the day. According to recent studies, over 80% of professionals report occasional or chronic procrastination, leading to stress and lower productivity. When your day lacks structure, Small tasks pile up into overwhelming projects, and you might feel that you're always playing catch-up. Imagine starting your day with clarity. When you have designated power minutes built into your schedule, you create pockets of time dedicated solely to your growth. This framework not only combats procrastination, but also reinforces self-discipline and gives you back a sense of control. Clear outcomes you'll achieve. By the end of this module, you'll be able to construct a daily time map that clearly shows when you're most productive. Identify and reserve specific moments for non-negotiable, 60-second actions. Recognize the importance of these small actions in building habits that stick. Develop a framework that sets the stage for consistent self-discipline. What's been misunderstood so far? In previous modules, we touched on the significance of habits and the power of tiny interventions. However, many still believe that long stretches of time are necessary to build meaningful habits. This mindset can overwhelm you and lead to inaction. The core issue is an over-reliance on big actions instead of recognizing that small, deliberate moments can create significant change when they form a routine. This module challenges that notion by highlighting why a well-planned daily schedule with dedicated micro-actions is more effective than sporadic bursts of motivation. It's not about doing a lot in one go, it's about doing the right thing at the right time consistently. Introducing the Daily Habit Framework. Let's break down this concept using ideas drawn from experts like James Clear, author of Atomic Habits, and Charles Duhigg, whom you may recall from The Power of Habit. Both emphasize the power of small, repeatable actions in building long-term habits. Clear's idea of atomic habits demonstrates that tiny improvements add up over time, while Duhigg's habit loop shows that setting cues and rewards is crucial for habit formation. Mapping your day. Start by visualizing your day as a series of distinct blocks. Think of your day like a well-planned map. Morning, a time when your energy is high and your mind is fresh. Afternoon, a period where tasks might demand your close attention. Evening, a quieter time when you can reflect and prepare for the next day. By identifying these segments, you can pinpoint natural opportunities to integrate your 60-second actions. For instance, right after you make your bed, use that momentum to do a quick tidy up or set a small goal for your day. The power of micro-actions. A micro-action is a tiny, manageable step. It might seem trivial. A minute is very little time, but its power lies in its consistency. For instance, if you decide that every hour you will take 60 seconds to pause, breathe deeply, and reaffirm your priorities, you're creating a series of mini breaks that reset your mind and boost focus. How micro-actions work. Cue. Identify a specific moment in your schedule, e.g., after a meeting or before a break. Action. Engage in a brief 60-second activity, like deep breathing, writing one to-do, or even a quick stretch. Reward. Notice how these moments give you a renewed sense of achievement and clarity. This approach is supported by B.J. Fogg's behavior model, which stresses that when a behavior is simple enough, you're more likely to do it. When repeated consistently, these actions rewire your brain, making self-discipline feel almost effortless. Creating non-negotiable time slots. One key aspect of this framework is to set non-negotiable time slots. This means scheduling a few moments in your day that you commit to without exception. Think of these slots as vital appointments with yourself. Morning kickoff. Right after your breakfast, take a minute to list your top priorities. Midday mind reset. At lunch or immediately after, have a moment of reflection or a quick task to maintain momentum. Evening reflection. End your day with a minute to jot down what went well and what can improve tomorrow. By treating these moments as unbreakable parts of your schedule, you build a ritual that underpins your self-discipline. Leveraging expert methodologies. Consider James Clear's insight on habit stacking, which involves linking a new habit with an existing one. For instance, if you have a morning ritual of making coffee, combine that with your 60-second action by reading a motivational quote during your brew time. This solidifies a new habit by using an established routine as an anchor. Similarly, Charles Duhigg's framework teaches that every habit has a cue, routine, and reward. In this module's framework, cue, the specific time or trigger you identify. Routine, the 60-second action that you consistently perform. Reward, the sense of control and accomplishment you experience immediately after. These models not only validate our approach, but also give you a robust foundation to build upon. Actionable steps to build your framework. To help you get started, here are some practical steps. 1. Identify your key time blocks. Draw a daily schedule template. Mark your energy peaks, morning, midday, evening. 2. Pinpoint moments for 60-second actions. Look for natural transitions in your day, after meals, between tasks, or post-meeting. Decide on a small action you can perform at each transition. 3. Schedule non-negotiable slots. Block out 60-second slots in your calendar. Treat these slots as important as any work meeting. 4. Use visual reminders. Place post-it notes or set phone alarms that remind you to pause and perform your action. Visual cues are powerful in reinforcing new habits. 5. Evaluate and refine. At the end of each day, reflect on how these moments impacted your productivity. Adjust your schedule as you learn what times work best for your microactions. Tools and tips for smooth execution. To streamline this process, consider these handy tools. Digital calendars. Use Google Calendar or Outlook to block out your 60-second slots. Color coding these times helps to visually remind you not to skip them. Habit tracking apps. Apps like Habitica or Streaks make it fun to track your daily microactions by turning them into small challenges or rewards. Simple timers. A basic timer or even your phone stopwatch can serve as a reminder to start and finish your 60-second activity. Quick wins for today. Don't wait for tomorrow to start this practice. You can achieve a quick win today. Immediately set a timer on your phone for 60 seconds. Use this minute to call your mind to a single positive thought or a motivational reminder. Notice how a brief, mindful minute can reset your energy during any work break. Your turn to take action. Here's what you can do right now. Grab a piece of paper or open your digital calendar. Divide your day into morning, afternoon, and evening segments. Identify clear moments where you're likely to benefit from a quick, focused 60-second action. Block these times as non-negotiable appointments with yourself. Commit to this practice for the next 5 days, noticing the change in focus and overall productivity. Wrapping up and looking forward. Today, you've built a robust framework to map out your day and identify those valuable moments to insert transformative 60-second actions. This habit framework anchors you in self-discipline and sets the stage for overcoming procrastination by transforming the way you schedule your life. Next up, we'll dive into designing targeted micro-action interventions. We'll explore how to craft these quick, purpose-driven tasks that respond directly to your procrastination triggers. By understanding the science behind habit hacking, you'll learn to mold your actions into powerful, lasting change. Stay tuned and get ready to fine-tune your approach further. Welcome! In this module, we're shifting gears to focus on designing targeted micro-action interventions. Today, you'll learn how to craft quick, intentional 60-second tasks that directly hit the procrastination triggers. We'll dive into the science and strategy that makes these interventions work so well. Imagine you're walking on a trail with multiple forks. Rather than wandering aimlessly, you place small signposts at critical points to guide you toward your destination. Each signpost is like a micro-action intervention, a tiny nudge that keeps you headed in the right direction, even when the path gets uncertain. Over time, these signposts accumulate to form a clear, guided journey without overwhelming you with huge leaps all at once. Why this module matters. We all face moments when procrastination sneaks up on us, making it hard to start tasks. You might have noticed that despite having a schedule, certain triggers keep pulling you off course. Studies on behavior change suggest that targeted, small actions can effectively override procrastination by interrupting dreaded thought patterns. Your natural reaction to postpone tasks is not a personal flaw, it's simply how your brain handles discomfort and decision fatigue. By designing interventions that directly respond to your internal triggers, you can turn these moments into opportunities for progress. Focusing on bite-sized tasks makes it easier to overcome inertia, paving the way for lasting self-discipline. What you'll gain after this module, you'll have a clear strategy for creating tailored 60-second interventions that directly address your procrastination moments. Leverage the science behind habit hacking to simplify your action steps. Incorporate proven methods from experts to ensure you start and stick with your tasks. Enhance your self-discipline by turning small actions into powerful habits. The core challenge, while many have embraced the benefits of a daily habit framework, as seen in the previous module, a common barrier remains: creating interventions that truly address your unique triggers. Too often, Interventions are generic and fail to resonate with your personal habits or routines. This disconnect leads to frustration and an eventual drift back into procrastination. You might be using a one-size-fits-all approach, unaware that the small triggers triggering procrastination for you are unique. The challenge is that without attention to these personalized cues, your interventions may miss their mark. The Targeted Micro-Action Intervention Framework. Let's break down a framework to design micro-action interventions that work for you. We draw on ideas from B.J. Fogg's behavior model and insights from James Clear's Atomic Habits. Both experts stress that behavior change happens best when actions are small enough to overcome friction and when they fit naturally into your routines. Step 1. Identify procrastination triggers. Start by paying close attention to moments when you hesitate or delay starting a task. These moments serve as cues, self-monitoring. Keep a short log for a couple of days noting when and why you procrastinate. Pattern recognition. Look for recurring themes. Maybe it's checking your phone, feeling overwhelmed, or simply not knowing where to start. Step 2. Define a focused 60-second intervention. Now that you've pinpointed your triggers, craft an intervention that directly counters these moments. Microtask creation. Think of a 60-second action that pushes you past the initial resistance. For instance, if you tend to get stuck browsing online, your intervention might be as simple as writing one sentence about your goal. Relevance to the trigger. Ensure that the microaction is directly linked to the task you're avoiding. This makes the intervention a natural response rather than an unrelated task. Step 3. Connect the intervention to an existing habit. Drawing on habit stacking, a concept popularized by James Clear. Link your new microaction to an existing habit. This connection reduces the energy needed to start the new behavior. Example, if you already check your email every morning, attach a 60-second goal-setting session immediately after. Step 4. Test and refine the intervention. Experiment with your intervention and adapt based on what works best. Trial period. Commit to your intervention for a few days. Measure impact. Note any changes in your momentum and adjust the action if needed. Even a slight tweak can dramatically improve effectiveness. How to steps to build your targeted micro-action interventions. Follow this concise guide. 1. Map your triggers. Record when you feel the urge to procrastinate. Identify patterns in your day or specific triggers that lead to delays. 2. Select a micro-action. Choose a 60-second task that directly addresses each trigger. Ensure the action is simple, like writing one idea or doing a quick physical stretch. 3. Connect to routine. Identify an existing habit the microaction can latch onto. Plan to execute the microaction immediately after the established habit. 4. Implement and monitor. Use a habit tracking app or a simple checklist to record your progress. Notice improvements and tweak the intervention if it isn't spurring the desired response. 5. Review and adjust regularly. At the end of each week, review the effectiveness of your interventions. Modify the microactions to better suit your evolving triggers and schedule. Pro tools and hacks. Here are a few additional tools and tactics that can simplify this process. Behavior tracking apps. Apps like Habitable or Loop Habit Tracker can remind you and record your quick actions, making it easier to see progress over time. Visual cues. Use sticky notes or screensavers with motivational reminders that trigger your microaction at key moments. Mindfulness prompts. Utilize brief mindfulness apps such as Headspace or Insight Timer to prompt quick reflection when you feel resistance. These can help you reset and engage with your planned microaction. Quick wins for today. Here's a small one you can capture right now. Take 1 minute to reflect on a common moment when you hesitate today. Write down a one-sentence intention that could counter that hesitation. Set your phone timer for 60 seconds immediately after a regular habit, like after a coffee break, and perform your written intention. This immediate experiment will give you a glimpse of how targeted interventions can work. Your turn to take action. Grab a piece of paper or open your favorite note-taking app. Follow these steps. Write down 3 specific moments in your day when you tend to procrastinate. For each moment, devise a clear 60-second action that directly addresses the delay. Identify an existing routine you can connect with your new intervention. Commit to using these interventions today, revisiting them at the end of the day to note their impact and possible adjustments. Wrapping up and looking ahead. In this session, we explored how to design targeted micro-action interventions, quick, purpose-driven tasks that cut through procrastination and create a momentum boost for your goals. With insights from experts like BJ Fogg and James Clear, you now have a science-backed framework to tailor your interventions to your personal triggers. Next, we'll discuss overcoming barriers and building consistency. We'll uncover strategies to navigate distractions and reinforce your microactions until they become solid, lasting habits. Get ready to tackle the final challenges that stand between you and a consistently disciplined routine. Welcome to the module on overcoming barriers and building consistency. In this session, you'll learn how to tackle the challenges that interrupt your daily microactions and how to maintain a steady routine that turns 60-second tasks into stepping stones for progress. Imagine you're navigating a river in a small boat. At different points, the current grows strong, rocks block your way, and unexpected snags slow your journey. Instead of abandoning the boat or venturing into dangerous rapids, you adjust your course, use a paddle to steady yourself, and find a clear channel around each obstacle. Each small, deliberate maneuver keeps you moving forward toward the calm waters ahead. In the same way, every time you face procrastination or distractions, using focused strategies can steer you back on course, building consistent progress over time. Recognizing and confronting common barriers. Interruptions, distractions, and hesitation are natural parts of our daily lives. Studies show that even minor disruptions can significantly derail our productivity, causing an average of 23 minutes of lost concentration per interruption. When you're ready to act, these obstacles can feel like insurmountable barriers. Consider this: despite having a clear habit framework or targeted microactions in place, as explored in previous modules, you might notice that your efforts sometimes fall short of consistency. This often happens because the barriers, ranging from environmental distractions to internal doubts, are not just occasional disturbances, but ongoing challenges that need systematic strategies to overcome. What you'll achieve today by the end of this module, you will have learned how to identify the internal and external factors that block your daily progress. Use proven techniques to reduce the impact of distractions and hesitation. Build consistency in your practice by reinforcing each 60-second microaction. Adjust your routine to adapt to challenges while still moving forward. The hidden obstacles in our daily routines, in many cases, the barriers to progress are subtle and cumulative. You may experience slight delays or feel minor hesitations that add up to lost time and energy. According to research by Charles Duhigg in The Power of Habit, these minute setbacks eventually form a habit loop of resistance. Additionally, insights from James Clear in Atomic Habits reveal that consistency is achieved by creating an environment that minimizes friction and makes small actions effortless. The underlying issues include environmental distractions, noise, interruptions, and visual clutter, internal hesitation, doubt, perfectionism, and fear of failure, cognitive overload, information saturation that impedes clear thinking. Understanding these factors is the first step toward building a strategy to overcome them. A framework for overcoming barriers and building consistency, drawing inspiration from the research of Duhigg and Clear, here's a step-by-step framework to conquer these obstacles. 1. Identify the barriers, self-reflection. Set aside time to reflect on which barriers repeatedly interfere with your intended microactions. Journaling. Document when distractions occur and your emotional state at those moments. Pattern recognition. Look for consistent triggers, whether it's a noisy environment, a pending email, or inner doubts that sap your energy. 2. Adapt your environment. Create a clutter-free zone. Redesign your workspace to minimize interruptions. Use noise-canceling headphones or a dedicated quiet space. Set boundaries. Designate certain times for focused work and communicate these times to those around you. Digital detox. Use apps that limit notifications during your dedicated microaction windows. 3. Establish consistent routines, anchoring habits. Connect your 60-second actions to existing habits. As James Clear explains, habit stacking creates a reliable chain reaction, helping you transition smoothly between actions. Repetition and rituals. Develop simple rituals before and after a microaction to signal the start and end of focused work. This primes your brain for consistency. 4. Build resilience against hesitation, cognitive reframing. When hesitation strikes, reframe your mindset by focusing on the immediate, small win of completing a 60-second task. Incremental challenges. Gradually increase the scope of your micro-actions so that each success builds your confidence without overwhelming you. Mindfulness practices. Engage in very brief mindfulness or breathing exercises that calm your mind and refocus your energy. Actionable steps for immediate implementation follow these concise steps to fortify your consistency. 1. List your barriers. Write down 3 recurring distractions or hesitations. Note the context in which each occurs. 2. Plan a countermeasure. For each barrier, detail one change to your environment, like a quiet corner or turning off push notifications. Identify a quick mindfulness or reset practice you can do when hesitation hits. 3. Schedule consistent micro-actions. Integrate your 60-second tasks at key transition points in your day. Use a digital calendar to mark these non-negotiable moments. 4. Review and adjust. At the end of the day, spend 1 minute reflecting on the effectiveness of your interventions. Adjust one aspect of your routine for the next day if needed. Practical tools and strategies enhance your routine using these techniques and resources. Timer ups. Use simple timer apps like Focus Keeper to ensure you stick to your 60-second micro-actions. Productivity apps. Tools such as Forest or Focus can help create a distraction-free environment. Journaling tools. Digital or paper journals are excellent for tracking when, why, and how often barriers appear. Quick wins to boost your momentum. Here's a ready-to-apply quick win. Commit to a 60-second mindful pause immediately after a known distraction, like checking social media. Use this minute to set a specific goal for your next task. Notice how quickly you regain focus, reinforcing your ability to overcome interruptions in real time. Your turn to act. Now is your chance to put these ideas into practice. Take 5 minutes to jot down your top 3 distractions or hesitations. Next to each, write one targeted intervention using today's framework. Experiment with these adjustments for the next few days, then track your progress. Reflect on any changes in your consistency and adjust your approach as needed. Wrapping up and looking ahead in this module, we've tackled the common challenges that disrupt your micro-action routine and provided evidence-based strategies to build consistency. Leveraging insights from Charles Duhigg and James Clear, you've learned how to create an environment and mindset where each 60-second action contributes reliably to your overall progress. Up next, we'll explore how to track your progress and celebrate daily wins. You'll learn how to master self-monitoring techniques that not only document your achievements, but also reinforce the momentum for continuous improvement. Stay tuned for practical methods that turn every small victory into the fuel for ongoing success. Welcome! In this module, we'll dive into how to track your progress and celebrate every daily win. You'll learn ways to master self-monitoring by recording each quick, 60-second action and using that data to fuel your continuous improvement. Imagine you're on a long journey where every step, no matter how small, moves you forward. Picture a mountain climber marking their ascent with a stone at every checkpoint. These stones remind them of their progress and show that, even on tough climbs, every little step counts. By tracking your micro-actions and celebrating each win, you build a visible record of progress that inspires you to keep climbing, no matter the challenges ahead. Why tracking and celebrating matters? It's easy to overlook small wins in a day-to-day rush of tasks. But research indicates that acknowledging even brief moments of progress can boost motivation and improve overall performance. When you consistently track your actions, you not only see patterns in your habits, but also build a reinforcing feedback loop where each win, however minute, becomes a stepping stone. Boost in confidence. Studies show that visual progress tracking increases self-efficacy. Increased momentum. Recognizing daily wins reinforces positive behavior and helps overcome procrastination. Motivation through visibility. Recording your achievements highlights your growth, even if the progress seems slow. When you've already set up your micro-action routines and started battling procrastination through targeted interventions, tracking your progress is the missing link that reinforces and scales those gains. What you'll walk away with by the end of this module, you'll be equipped to. Create a practical system to measure every micro-action you complete. Identify trends in your performance that help you refine your routine. Celebrate daily small victories in a way that keeps your motivation high. Adjust your strategy based on tangible progress, ensuring a virtuous cycle of self-improvement. The challenges in recognizing progress, even with an effective routine, many tend to overlook the cumulative value of small wins. The brain can be wired to focus on large, infrequent successes, often dismissing the daily small efforts that lead to them. The problem isn't that you aren't making progress, it's that you're not documenting it. Without visible evidence, your hard work may feel invisible, leading to frustration and potential burnout. Think of it like exercising without tracking your progress. Without noticing small gains, you might lose sight of your long-term improvements. Experts like James Clear in Atomic Habits explain that habits are best reinforced by immediate rewards. Likewise, Carol Dweck in Mindset emphasizes the importance of recognizing growth over time to nurture a progressive mindset. Paying attention to these incremental wins can shift your focus from perfection to progress, turning daily effort into measurable success. The framework for tracking and celebrating wins. Let's break down a framework to effectively monitor your progress and celebrate those wins. 1. Establish a daily tracking system. You have several methods to track your micro-actions. Digital journals/apps. Use habit tracking apps like Habitica, Streaks, or even a simple spreadsheet. These tools visually display your progress, making it easier to spot trends. Bullet journals. A paper-based system can be equally effective. Create a simple log where you note down each 60-second action you complete. Visual data. Consider using charts or graphs to mark your daily wins. Visual feedback can be particularly motivating when you see your progress accumulate over the week. 2. Celebrate. Every victory. Celebrations should be simple yet meaningful. Mark the win, each successful micro-action, whether it's completing a task or overcoming a distraction, is worth a note. Immediate rewards. Choose a reward that doesn't break your momentum, a brief pause, a motivational quote for the day, or even a 5-second self-cheer. Reflection. Take a minute at the end of each day to review your achievements. This practice not only cements your progress, but also builds a habit of gratitude toward your evolution. 3. Use data to adjust and improve. Tracking isn't just about celebrating victories. It's also a tool for learning. Trend analysis. Over time, look for patterns that show when you're most productive or where barriers persist. Strategy refinement. If a specific time of day consistently yields fewer actions, adjust your routine and experiment with new micro-actions. Feedback loop. Use this data to set new mini-goals. The continuous cycle of setting, tracking, and celebrating creates a strong feedback loop that propels you forward. 4. Embed the process into your routine. Integrate self-monitoring naturally into your daily schedule. Non-negotiable checkpoints. Dedicate a specific moment each day, perhaps right before dinner or the end of your workday, to review your progress. Consistency over perfection. Focus on consistency. Even if some days are lower yield, the commitment to tracking and celebrating builds resilience. Weekly reviews. At the end of the week, set aside time to review your overall progress. Summarize your wins, analyze where you can improve, and use this insight to plan for the next week. How do steps for tracking and celebrating follow these actionable steps to implement your tracking system? 1. Set up your tracking tool. Choose between a digital app or a paper journal. Create sections for dates, completed micro-actions, and a space for notes or reflections. 2. Record in real time. Every time you complete a 60-second action, mark it immediately. Use simple symbols or check marks to denote wins. 3. Daily reflection routine. At the end of your day, spend 1 minute reviewing your log. Identify one key win and write a brief note on how it made you feel. 4. Weekly summary. Summarize your progress at the end of the week. Highlight trends. Which time slots were most productive? What barriers decreased over time? Adjust your micro-actions based on these reflections. Pro Tools and AMP. Hacks for enhanced tracking to simplify and enrich your process. Consider these additional tools. Gamification apps. Apps like Habitica turn habit tracking into a game where your progress can unlock rewards. Mindfulness reminders. Use apps like Calm or Insight Timer to incorporate quick mindfulness breaks that help you regroup and refocus. Simple visuals. Create a wall chart or a progress board in your workspace. Seeing your wins visually can serve as a constant, uplifting reminder of your growth. Smart goals. Set micro goals that are specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. This ensures each win is clear and trackable. Quick wins you can achieve today. Here's a fast win to get you started now, right after your next 60-second action. Take 30 seconds to jot down that win in your chosen tracking system. Celebrate that moment with a mini high five. to yourself, acknowledge it mentally, or even voice it out loud. Notice the immediate sense of accomplishment and let it motivate you to capture the next win. Your turn to take action. It's time to put these strategies to work. Open your habit tracking tool or grab a notebook. Set up a daily log with columns for the date, micro action completed, and your reflection. Commit to logging each micro action today, no matter how small. In the evening, spend 1 minute reviewing your entries and noting one standout moment. Reflect on how these small wins are adding up and plan one adjustment you can make tomorrow for even smoother progress. Wrapping up, today, you've mastered the art of tracking your progress and celebrating each small victory. By clearly connecting your actions to visible wins, you build a continuous feedback loop that reinforces self-discipline and transforms every day into a series of positive, incremental achievements. Drawing on the insights of James Clear and Carol Dweck, you now have a powerful framework to celebrate progress and adjust your habits for ongoing improvement. Stay committed to tracking and celebrating your wins, and remember, every 60-second effort counts. With this mindset, you set the stage for unstoppable progress, one small win at a time.